With June quickly coming to a close, we think it's time to look back and see what phones have been launched in the first half of 2026. So far, there have been a lot, and this makes it hard to pick what's right, especially for users who need to buy a new phone right now. To help make that choice a bit easier, we're listing our top picks of smartphones launched in the first half of 2026. Specifically, we'll be looking at phones priced under 50,000 pesos. Perfect for those who have already saved a bit and want a great performing mid-range smartphone right now. Yes, I said mid-range. Chip prices are going up after all, and the whole consumer tech industry is affected by this. Now, do note that this list is arranged in no particular order, meaning no one phone is better than the other. So with that in mind, let's get on with this video. The Xiaomi 17 series is no doubt a great lineup of phones, but it might be a bit too expensive for some. Fortunately, that's where the Xiaomi 17T Pro comes in. It starts at 45,999 pesos for the 12 plus 256GB variant, while the 12 plus 512GB variant retails for 47,999 pesos. For its price, the Xiaomi 17T Pro already comes with a 6.83-inch LTPO-P OLED panel with 144Hz refresh rate and even features Dolby Vision. Under the metal, it packs a MediaTek Dimensity 9500 chipset, which is very capable for both gaming and everyday productivity tasks. I mean, it did score over 3 million points in Antutu, which makes it the highest score on this list. Based on our review, the 17T Pro was able to score decent benchmarks as well and could run games like NTE and Genshin without any issues. In addition, it's got a great set of cameras featuring a 50-megapixel main, 50-megapixel telephoto, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. At the front, there's a 32-megapixel camera for selfies. As expected, the camera quality is great, and users can record video up to 8K at 30 FPS. The battery of the Xiaomi 17T Pro is a large 7,000 mAh battery, which lasts a long time. And based on our experience, it lasted 20 hours and 45 minutes via PCMark's battery test, which is an impressive score. It also features 100-watt fast wired charging and 50-watt wireless charging. Now, one phone that got a lot of attention this year is the Honor 600 Pro. It's got close to flagship level specs and performance, but it's still priced relatively decently with an SRP of 49,999 pesos for the lone 12 plus 512GB variant. The design of the Honor 600 Pro might divide some people, but there's no doubt it stands out, especially in the orange colorway. And as with most Honor devices, it's very sturdy, featuring an IP68 and 69K ratings, plus an SGS 5-star premium performance certification of drop and crush resistance. The display features a 6.57-inch AMOLED panel with up to 120Hz refresh rate. It's a bit smaller compared to the other phones on this list, but it's still a beautiful screen nonetheless. For cameras, there's a triple rear camera system, highlighted by a 200-megapixel main, 50-megapixel telephoto, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, along with a 50-megapixel front camera, and they take decent photos and videos as well. As for the chipset, it's close to flagship-level smartphones already, using a Snapdragon 8 Elite chip. It might be a bit dated compared to the 8 Elite Gen 5 used now, but it's still very much capable, scoring around 2.5 million on Antutu. With that, it's again very capable for running the latest games including NTE and Genshin without any issues. Safe to say, productivity tasks and other multitasking tasks are a breeze for the Honor 600 Pro. As for the battery, it packs a 7,000 mAh silicon carbon battery pack, which lasts decently long. From our review, we were able to get 17 hours and 32 minutes of battery life via PCMark's battery test. So, the Honor 600 Pro is arguably the most expensive phone on this list, but at least it features the closest to flagship level specs. Another highly anticipated smartphone launched this 2026 is the Realme 16 Pro Plus. The Pro Plus variant was interestingly missing from the lineup last year, but for 2026, it's making its return. It's undergone a slight redesign with new styling and even new features like a leather-like material used for the back panel. Despite that, it still features IP66, IP68, 69, and 69K ratings for dust and water resistance. For the display, the Realme 16 Pro Plus uses a 6.8-inch AMOLED panel with up to 144Hz refresh rate, 6,500 nits peak brightness, and HDR10+ support. There's also a triple rear camera system highlighted by a 200-megapixel main, 50 megapixel periscope telephoto, and an 8 megapixel ultra wide. For selfies, there's a 50 megapixel front camera. The cameras are quite versatile and are great at capturing images. Meanwhile, video records up to 4K at 60 FPS for both the front and rear, with stabilization even at the maximum resolution. In terms of performance, the Realme 16 Pro Plus packs a Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 chip and comes with up to 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. The chip might be a bit dated, but is still rather capable to this day with a score of around 1.4 million on Antutu. With that in mind, it could run graphic-intensive titles on medium to high graphics as we experienced in our review. And similar to the rest of the phones in this list, the Realme 16 Pro Plus uses a 7000 mAh silicon carbon battery, and with the chipset, it lasted 19 hours and 17 minutes via PCMark's battery benchmark. It also features 80-watt wired fast charging, but unfortunately, no wireless charging is available. The lone 12 plus 512GB variant of the Realme 16 Pro Plus retails for 43,999 pesos. Infinix might be known for more budget-friendly smartphones or budget gaming phones, but the brand also offers more capable and higher-end devices like the Note 60 Ultra. Despite it being one of the more expensive Infinix devices, it's still the most affordable option on this list with an SRP of 32,999 pesos for the 12 plus 512GB variant. Interestingly though, the Note 60 Ultra looks very different from the Note 60 Pro we got to review. In fact, it's even styled by Italian design firm Pininfarina, the same guys who used to design Ferraris. Can't say the same for new Ferraris. But in terms of specs, the Infinix Note 60 Ultra features a 6.78-inch 1.5K AMOLED Ultra HDR display with 144Hz refresh rate and up to 4500 nits peak brightness. For cameras, there's a triple rear camera system highlighted by a 200 megapixel main, 50 megapixel periscope telephoto, and an 8 megapixel ultra wide. At the front, there's a 32 megapixel camera. Underneath the metal and that beautiful Pininfarina designed back panel, the Note 60 Ultra packs a MediaTek Dimensity 8400 Ultimate chipset and comes with up to 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. It's a capable chipset, but unfortunately we have yet to review the phone, so no benchmark numbers for now. But no doubt about it, it can run games and do your productivity tasks. Like the other phones, it also packs a 7000 mAh silicon carbon battery with support for 100-watt wired and 50-watt wireless charging. Considering the experience we've had with these batteries, it should also last a long time. The most affordable Apple smartphone right now is the iPhone 17e. It starts at just 44,990 pesos for the base 256GB variant, which is the only model that makes the cut for this list. There's also a 512GB variant, but that one costs 59,990 pesos already. On the outside, the iPhone 17e looks very much similar to the iPhone 16e. No big design jump here like the 16 Pro to the 17 Pro. That said, it still has an IP68 rating for dust and water resistance. At the front, there's a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display with up to 1200 nits peak brightness, which is pretty much the same as before. Under the hood, the iPhone 17e packs Apple's A19 chipset, which is the same as the regular iPhone 17. No benchmarks yet, but it should more or less have the same performance as a standard iPhone 17. For the cameras, there's only one at the rear, a 48 megapixel shooter. At the front, there's a 12 megapixel camera for selfies. As for the battery, there's a tiny 4005 mAh battery pack with wired and wireless charging available. So while the iPhone 17e might be a bit down on specs, at least compared to the iPhone 17 or the 17 Pro, at least it makes the Apple ecosystem more affordable for most people. Last but not least, we have the top dog version of OPPO's Reno lineup, the Reno 15 Pro. It's a phone we checked out back in February, and even to this day, it's still a very capable smartphone. However, it's a bit more on the expensive side with an SRP of 49,990 pesos for the lone 12 plus 512GB variant. The OPPO Reno 15 Pro features a 6.78-inch LTPO AMOLED panel with up to 120Hz refresh rate and up to 1800 nits peak brightness. Under the hood, there's a MediaTek Dimensity 8450 chipset, which was able to score around 2.1 million on Antutu. With that, there's no doubt it can again play games, including Genshin, and handle all of the productivity tasks users can think of. For cameras, there's a triple rear camera system featuring a 200 megapixel main, 50 megapixel telephoto, and 50 megapixel ultra wide, along with a 50 megapixel front camera, which is a stacked setup. It's a huge step up also from its predecessor, allowing users to capture even better images and video. Powering the OPPO Reno 15 Pro is a 6200 mAh battery pack, which isn't as big as compared to other phones on this list. With that, battery life is also a bit on the shorter side, with just a score of 10 hours and 57 minutes using PC Mark's battery benchmark. It also supports 80-watt fast charging but no wireless charging available. Now, do note that the OPPO Reno 16 series might be launching very soon, so you might want to wait for that instead of having to rush getting the Reno 15 Pro. But again, the choice is yours. So that wraps up our top picks of smartphones priced under 50,000 pesos, launched in the Philippines during the first half of 2026. Among all of the phones on this list, which one would you pick? Or alternatively, would you rather wait for more phones coming later this year to decide which one's best for you? Whatever the case, share your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like and subscribe to watch more. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, that's Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And of course, visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. And speaking of reviews, you can check out the reviews of most of these phones now live on the Yugatech website. So, once again, this is Milse. I'll see you guys in the next one.